New product alert. This is something we've been waiting for months and months. The Morimoto 4-banger off-road LED pod lights. One of the greatest pod lights we have ever seen at Headlight Revolution now has a flush mount kit. That means you can put it in your rear bumper, a metal bumper on the front. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to drill the hole using the Morimoto template, how to mount this into the bracket itself. So follow me, let's get started. Now before we get to it, let me show you the tools you're gonna need. Step one is you're gonna need a drill. You're also going to need some drill bits. This right here is a 1/4 inch drill bit. You're also gonna need a 1/2 inch drill bit. You're also going to need a auto punch of some sort, some kind of punch, even a punch with a hammer will work. That's to mark out the holes when we go ahead and drill them with the drill bits. From there, you're gonna need a 4mm wrench. Then you're gonna need a T20 Torx bit and a T10 Torx bit. You're also going to need a variety of different tools like a tape measure. When you are drilling a hole in a bumper, you want to make sure that it's exactly where you want it. You don't want it crooked, you want it spaced out evenly. If you have 2 of them, it's very important to have a tape measure, measurements of some sort. Even a laser level, if you've got one of those at home, that might help you. Also, you're gonna need a paint pen. The paint pen is gonna allow you to draw the outline where you're gonna need to cut with the Dremel. We'll do that in just a little bit. Don't forget your safety glasses, and then you'll also need some duct tape. You're also gonna need a Dremel with a cutting wheel. If you do not have cutting wheels for your Dremel, you can get them at headlightrevolution.com. You can also get the flush mounts there. If you type in your year, make, and model, you'll see everything there that you need, and it'll come like this. It has all of the parts included to make this happen. So let's get to the drilling of this. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and take this template and we're gonna put it on your tailgate or your rear bumper or anything for that matter. You can put it on your toolbox if you needed some more light by your toolbox. I'm gonna use this right here. This is a flat surface. That's ideally what you want. You want something really flat. If it's rounded a little bit, you could probably sneak by, but just know it's going to be sitting flat, so you gotta be careful. Find the flattest surface on, say, your bumper. If that's where you wanna put it, go ahead and take some tape and put the templates over it. If you don't want to use duct tape on your paint, you can go ahead and use painter's tape too. That will work when you're putting this template on. I'm just going to use duct tape because we got this. It's not too bad. So go ahead, grab your tape, measure it out exactly where you want it on your tailgate or whatnot, and set it down. I'm just going to get it close because it's just an example. I'm going to tape both sides down. So there you are. You've got your template mounted. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take an auto punch. You can take your nail punch, whatever it is. We're gonna go ahead and mark out. There's 13 crosshairs on this that we need to punch. This is just going to help you so you can go ahead and drill those out later. Go ahead and take your auto punch, punch all 13 sections. Line it up, put some pressure down, and there you are. Work your way around. There you go, they're all punched. If you have more, go ahead and move this template over and do that same thing again. If not, let's keep moving. With all those punched, next thing you're gonna do is go ahead and grab your drill. We're gonna go ahead and get the 1/4 inch bit. Go ahead and put that in. Now we're gonna go ahead and drill all 13 holes. I am gonna use the 1/2 inch on the top screw on the end, but let's not do that yet. Let's go ahead and drill them all at a 1/4 inch. So all 13 holes are drilled, but we do have to make the one in the middle on the top a 1/2 inch, not just a 1/4 inch. You can use a smaller bit to start these holes if you need to, especially if you're going into something like metal. So go ahead, take your 1/2 inch drill bit now, and drill it through. And there you are. Now we got to enter in a little bit of art class. What we're going to do is take a paint pen and we're going to draw all the way around here, and it's going to have to match the template. If you need to use your template for a reference guide, you definitely can. Grab that paint pen, let's get to drawing. What we're going to do, these dots all together. But what we're going to be doing is avoiding the outside dot all the way through. Like I said, if you need to use the template as a guide, definitely do so. It should look something like this. You're gonna be drawing along the outside of these circles. If it looks like this, you're doing a good job. Go ahead and take your Dremel, put your Dremel cutting wheel on, and get to cutting this out. Before you use your Dremel, don't use your safety squints. Go ahead and grab your safety glasses, slap those on your face. Now you're ready to go. Let's get to it. I am not experienced in using Dremels, And if I can do that, I know you guys can. This is a universal fitment. This could be anything you possibly want. So don't be scared of it. It is okay. Just go slow and you're gonna be just fine. Take a deep breath. The hard part is over. Now we're gonna go ahead and build the flush mount bracket system. First thing we're gonna do is take this. Looks like a horseshoe. We're gonna go ahead and put the adjustment piece in there. It's a little plastic piece. It comes in the kit and it looks just like this. Now what I'm gonna do is put this little piece inside of this, so it's gonna sit something like this. This is where the adjustment screw is, and the adjustment screw is gonna be on the top. So whatever you put it in, make sure that this goes to the top. Take that little piece and feed it through and snap it into place. Just like that. Now keep me honest, this is really easy to just come from the back side and then also work from the front. But the coolest part, like I said, of these flush mount kits is that you can go ahead all from the front of it. You do not have to reach up behind the bumper or inside of a bunch of mess. You just don't have to. You can do everything from the front of the vehicle, except for obviously run the wiring, which we will do that in just a little bit. But from the front of the vehicle, you can install the entire bracket kit. So go ahead, put this in there first, and then you're gonna hold it tight. Hold it tight to the plastic or whatever it is, the metal, whatever. Go ahead and take that faceplate that says 4-banger on it. What we're gonna do is kind of work it over top of there. Now you're sandwiching the piece of plastic from the U-bracket or that horseshoe looking thing to the front faceplate. Now what you're gonna do is go ahead and take your screws. The screw with the flat head right here. I believe this is a T20 Torx bit. So go ahead and work that screw through. We're gonna do both screws on the top, just the top, not the bottom. Again, I'm doing all of this from the front side. So take your T20 Torx bit and tighten that down. You don't have to go super tight. We're gonna tighten all these down later. Once you get the first one, the second bolt's so much easier. Go ahead and grab that second bolt, the T20 bolt with the flat head, put it through the top. This is gonna go through the faceplate, through the hole you just drilled, and then into that U-bracket. Again, only working from the front of the vehicle or front of the bumper. Okay, now both of these are tightened down. Now we're gonna work on the 4-banger. There is so many different options. You also have the 2 different power levels. You've got the NCS, which is the entry-level pod, and the HXB, which is the Mac Daddy of all of them. I'm gonna install this one right here, which is the NCS, the entry level, and it comes in yellow, and it's the combo beam pattern. However, if you were gonna put this in, say, the back of your vehicle or even the front, I would probably suggest a wide driving beam pattern, something like this with a lot of the fluting right here. That's gonna be your best bet, and as close to a flood as you can get if you're facing it backwards. This is if you're gonna be loading up to a trailer, or you're gonna be backing up, or you're gonna be loading up a bunch of construction into your truck. The wide beam pattern, I would definitely recommend. Just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna choose the combo driving beam pattern. So, go ahead and take this, put something soft down, and put it face down. What we're gonna do is remove the 2 screws on the top. These are a T10 screw. Don't forget that this is the top right here with the Morimoto logo. The Morimoto logo is on the top of the 4-banger. There's also 2 LED chips instead of just 1. Don't get it wrong. Don't put it upside down. A lot of people are putting these upside down. That's the last thing we want. So take your T10 Torx and remove these 2 screws. We will not be using these ones again. Now, thankfully, Morimoto does a really good job of keeping everything in the kit, everything you need. So locate this little piece here. This is a little plastic piece, and it's gonna be mounted on the top of your 4-banger. Definitely note that there's 2 little pieces on the edge here, and they stick out. Those are gonna be going downward. They're gonna be facing down into the table. Now go ahead and take that piece and place it on the 4-banger. Remember, these are facing down, not up. This can go on the wrong way, so make sure you got it on the right way. Now, there's 2 T10 screws still in the kit, and they look something like this. Go ahead and put those in. They're just a little bit longer, allowing you to still have a really good seal, but still putting this plastic piece on. Tighten those down, and make sure they're tight, because these do have a seal on them, and you wanna make sure that they're not gonna get any water in them. Take the other one, set it down. I will admit, this gets a little bit tricky if all you're doing is pushing it in from the front, but like I said, it is possible. So go ahead, take your 4-banger, grab your adjustment screw. Your adjustment screw looks something like this. What we're gonna do is put it through the face of your 4-banger. Go through, just like that, and now grab your adjustment spring. It's gonna be just like this, and place it over top. Now it's just gonna sit there, and if you do just push it through, you have a chance of the spring just falling out like that. That's the last thing you want. You don't want to be fishing for a spring. 3, 4, 5 tries later, you're going to get really annoyed. So if you need to, go ahead and take some silicone. And silicone right here, I've learned that that probably helps a lot better. So that way, it doesn't just fall off. Anyway, I'm going to try it without it first. While you're putting this 4-banger through, you're going to notice one more cool feature that I didn't tell you about yet. This right here, this Morimoto logo, is actually a little flap. That way you can adjust it from the front too. Adjusting a 4-banger in a flush mount kit from the front is a big thing, and I would say it's unheard of. If there's another one out there, please post it in the comments below. I want to test it. I want to see how that compares to this flush mount system, because it's the only one that I've seen that you can actually adjust from the front side, up, down. It's pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and push this through. Now remember, these 2 screws are not in yet. That's actually done on purpose because we want this to flex a little bit so that way the plastic on the back side can actually lock in to the little adjustments on each side of the 4-banger. Let me show you really quick. So these 2 pieces are the ones that are going to expand a little bit, keeping this to be locked in place. Also, the front here, this is going right into that little plastic groove that you just put in, that little plastic piece. What we're going to do is start by tightening this top bolt just a little bit. We're going to get a couple threads on there using a T4. And as you can see here, this is the adjustment screw that's going to be going through the top. Screw from the front, tighten it down, and you'll see it actually lock into place of that little plastic piece that you put in there. I like to do that first, even before the 4-banger is locked in actually. Now we can push the 4-banger and lock it into place. And there you are. You were so close to being done. Now all you have to do is put in the 2 screws on the bottom here, and they're a T20 screw. They also have a flat head. Make sure you get that right. Go ahead and tighten those down. Even the top ones, make sure that they're in tight. Once those are tightened, that is it. You are done, besides the aiming of it. So you can adjust the aiming by flipping this up and either tightening it or loosening it. Remember that it's just a little screw. It's a 4mm, and you can tighten it or loosen it. If you tighten it, it's going to be aimed up. If you loosen it, it's going to be aimed down. Be sure to close this little tab when you're done. Now, how do you power these up? Well, if you watched any of our other videos, you'll know that Morimoto has a kit, and it comes with a relay. Let me show you really quick. So this is the relay, and I'm just going to go over this really quick because this is a universal install. If you have this on the front bumper, it's going to be a lot different than if you had it on your rear bumper or on your tailgate. So what it comes with is 2 extension harness with Deutsch connectors on each side. These are waterproof connectors. So yes, this is going to be completely waterproof when it's in your rear bumper or anything aftermarket. If you're going to connect one of these to the 4-banger, that one end is going to go from here to your main relay harness. That will say light 1. Light 1 right here connects to one of your 4-bangers, wherever you're coming from. Then you've got on here a positive and negative battery terminal. They look like this. And both of these are going to be installed at the very end. You don't want to install them because you are going to be working through different wires. You're going to be installing a switch. You don't want to be doing the positive and negative battery terminals until the very end. Also, it's got a relay. This relay right here must be mounted upright. Do not mount it like this. That could set you up for some water intrusion. It's the last thing you want. Keep this upright and you're good to go. The only other end on this harness right here is the switch. It does come with a sweet Morimoto switch. It lights up when it's got power to it. This switch can be mounted anywhere. You can do it on the inside of your dash. You can have it up here, maybe buy some upfitter switches. If for some reason you did have upfitter switches, which a lot of modern vehicles have, Morimoto thought ahead. You can go ahead and take off this barrel connector. This barrel connector right here just comes off, and Morimoto has another wire just instead of this switch. It's got a bare wire on one end and the barrel connector on the other. And you can tighten this barrel connector, and then instead of passing it through the firewall and putting a switch on the inside, you can attach it to your upfitter switches. Morimoto has thought ahead on all of this harness. Check out the flush mounts. These things are sweet, and now you can put them anywhere. Follow us at Headlight Revolution on YouTube, and go to headlightrevolution.com, type in your year, make, and model, and you'll see everything there.